is Leo season, and for all of my fellow lions out there, I am wishing you a very happy birthday, and I'm really looking forward to sharing the very right, very powerful and abundant energies that are available to us this month, and especially in the window around 8/8, the Lionsgate portal on the 8th of August. The field, the unified field, is juicy and gestating with potential. We're going to talk about that in today's video, and I'm going to share with you the themes that I've been feeling into for individual and collective alchemy. So let's dive in. Hello and welcome to Temple of Akasha, the home of embodied spirituality, with me, Natasha. So before we dive in to the really beautiful energies that I'm feeling into at the moment, a couple of announcements. Our women's only Reset and Rewild retreat has 3 spaces available. So if you are one of the women that has been thinking about joining us in Morocco in September, this is going to be a powerful in-person soul initiation into the reclamation of the divine feminine frequencies, of this newly empowered divine feminine template that's available to us, where we express authentically, where we embody all that we are, that we rise in our innate power and potential as women. This is work that I've been preparing for, I think, my whole life. This retreat is going to be truly one of a kind. We've had a lot of inquiries about this retreat. I just want to reiterate that your place is only secure when the £200 deposit or the full payment has been received. So if you are interested, this retreat will sell out. You can book a discovery call with me or secure your spot with a £200 deposit, and payment plans are available after that. The other announcement that I want to make is that we have a very powerful 8/8 Lionsgate inner union and infinite abundance initiation coming. Me and 2 Rose Priestess sisters are joining forces in a very powerful triad. So we're going to be coming together to create a 2.5-hour ceremony for you to anchor all of the things I'm discussing in today's video. All of the information around these events will be in the description box below. And if you're interested in working with me on a one-to-one basis, I offer one-to-one empowerment coaching, twin flame coaching, light language activations, soul ceremonies, and a newly created 3-month container called the Inner Alchemy Mentorship for people that are looking for a very transformative and safe container to evolve in, to move through a metamorphosis process in a way that is guided, safe, and truly intuitive. So all of the information about that is in the description box below. Let's dive into today's channeled message. So the words that keep coming to me with regards to this month, but specifically with regards to the Lionsgate portal, is pregnant with possibility. What I feel is that we have moved into another level of embodiment and another level of being able to access our quantum infinite potential. A lot of really powerful alchemical work happened individually and collectively throughout July, at the end of June even. And I felt this very radical shift, this upgrade in consciousness that's happened, which is now allowing us to access more of our infinite consciousness, to access more of our true abundant nature, and to actually anchor that and embody it in form. So in the simplest terms, what I'm feeling is all of the potential that's available to us in every single moment, because there are infinite timelines available, right? In every moment, the quantum field of potential, the unified field that underpins everything we see materially, is constantly changing, constantly fluid in relation to the choices that we're making, in relation to the choice points that we are choosing to anchor in through our thoughts, through our feelings that we identify with, through our actions, through our intentions, through our embodied frequency and vibration. So this co-creative process of spirit and matter, right, of human and divine, it feels like there is a collapsing happening where we are able to shift and move into more embodied abundance more easily at this time and moving forwards. So this pregnant with possibilities sensation is almost like, the way I'm feeling it is like the non-physical, the field, individually, collectively, our fields are heavy with potential. And what I mean by that is we have always had potential available to us because we are abundant in nature, but we're becoming more conscious of that now as a collective, as a humanity, as an ascending and evolving set of beings on this planet. We are becoming more consciously aware of our ability to create, because we are co-creators, right? We are the creators and the creation. There's no separation between us and God or the unified field or the universe or source or whatever word you choose to point to the force of creation itself. And so what I'm feeling is there's a very powerful energy available for us right now to access the knowing that we are co-creating it all. We are co-creating it all. And this pregnant, gestating field that I feel that is almost wanting to collapse into the physical world from the non-physical is saying, what do you want to create? What do you want to create? Choose it. And by choosing it, I mean live it, breathe it, think it, feel it, know it, trust it. That's how you embody it. That's how you collapse the timeline of your preferred destiny from just potential into reality. So what do you want to create? This is the very heavy potential that wants to collapse into physical. And I feel that there's going to be significant shifts for us this month in our physical realities. And I feel that that is predominantly, I mean, everything is happening for our highest good, but I think many of us are going to experience this in it, almost like the harvest of the work that we've been putting in for so long during the spring and even through the winter. I feel that this harvest is coming into fruition this month, and we're going to see the fruits of our labor, of our inner work and our inner alchemy process blossoming now into our physical reality. So you get to choose what you're anchoring in. What do you want to experience? What are you creating in your field right now? What possibilities have you been gestating in your consciousness? Ideas, projects, a relationship, a new job, a new way of being, a new way of living, an entirely different paradigm or outlook. What are you ready to birth? That is what we're being given the opportunity to do for this Lionsgate portal. Birth an entirely new way of being in these physical bodies, living through these avatars, experiencing our individual reality. It's an entire paradigm upgrade that's available to us, and it's really centered on two themes. Inner union alchemy. This kind of follows on from my last energy update with regards to this process of divine union within ourselves, right? So everything in our experience is really supporting us to come back to a unified state, right? Moving from fragmentation, distortion, fear, separation, polarity, duality. We are being schooled on this earth plane, in this earth school, through karma, through polarity, through contrast, to come back to unity, to come back to wholeness, to come back to the remembrance of the true self. So what's feeling very ripe right now is even more inner union alchemy. There are many layers to this process of moving from separation to unity within, but this inner union alchemy, which is the harmonizing of our masculine and feminine poles of consciousness, this is happening. This marriage of these polarities is continuing to evolve and upgrade. And this is a very powerful thing. I'm feeling particularly for the divine masculine pole of consciousness within all of us. I'm feeling it very strongly within myself. There is this drive to grow. There is this drive to be better. There is this drive to lay solid foundations. There is this drive to put in the work, in the physical, to do what needs to be done to support the blossoming of consciousness. So there is a very beautiful alchemical process happening right now, which is driving us to be better. You know, Leo season is a fire element. It's the Leo energy is a marriage of the solar plexus, the heart. So it's a marriage of fire, right? Fire and that masculine energy to drive with the openness of the heart center. And so alongside this inner union alchemy and this process of becoming more unified within ourselves, it's almost like the more we do that, the more we unify these polarities, the baby that's born, the pregnant with possibilities that I've been pointing to, what births through all of that is infinite abundance. When we remember who we are, beyond our physical bodies, beyond these ego identities, these personalities that we're presenting as, when we remember and come back to our unified self, which is far beyond anything in the physical, we birth the potential to create anything, to experience anything we want, because our innate nature is whole, unified, not separate, in complete union with God. And when we embody that knowing, we then access and birth infinite abundance. And that's the second energy that's really ripe at this time. It's this beautiful, abundant energy. So abundance is to do with the heart center. An abundant heart is an open heart. And so there are several parts to this. I'm feeling that we are being called at this time around Lionsgate to not only embody abundance within ourselves, but to actively rewrite the templates that help us understand what abundance means. So perhaps when you think of the word abundance or you hear it, it may evoke connotations of maybe money and material prosperity. That's very important because we are in the process right now, and we are being given the opportunity right now to look at all the distorted ways in which we view money and material abundance. This has been huge for me in the last month. I have gone through the most radical upgrade in my consciousness with regards to money and material abundance, recognizing how much I was rooted in distorted victim consciousness around the money, the energy of money, which is just an energy. It's just another expression of God. But there's been such heavy distortion laid on top of it that many of us who are light workers have got lost in the cul-de-sac of thinking that money is evil, that abundance in the material sense is evil, that it's wrong, that it's selfish. No. Material abundance is just another expression of the one. Now, when we're moving from the heart and we claim our infinite abundance, we are also claiming material abundance, and it's not exclusive because we are all expressions of the unified field. We are all expressions of God. God is abundant. When we embody our abundant nature, we will have access to abundance. So this is not an exclusive thing. This is not exclusive to a type of person, to a particular sect or group. What is required is the embodied knowing of who we are, which takes many layers to move through because of the levels of conditioning around money and material wealth and prosperity. But what I'm saying here is that the opportunity with this Lionsgate is to say, I choose to access my infinite abundance, and that does not segregate money or material abundance. It's a recognition that everything is an expression of the unified field, and there's still a lot of separation consciousness around money in the spiritual community. And the people that I see embodying and accessing material abundance get slated as being selfish, as being materially driven. But actually what I'm recognizing is that I judge those people too. And I'm now seeing that that's also a distortion. That abundance in every sense is ours to claim if we choose to. There's no wrong or right. It's all expressions of the one. So what do you want to claim in terms of your own abundance? What feels truly abundant for you? What do you want to experience? You get to choose it because you're creating it. So material abundance and rewriting templates around that, very, very ripe with potential right now. But the other thing I want to mention is just this broader sense of accessing the abundance of the heart. So in my own process, what I've been recognizing is that a heart center that is abundant is an open heart. So if we want to live from the frequency of abundance, which is the frequency of unconditional love, we have to first recognize all the places within our heart that we've closed doors. That could be in relation to money or material abundance, or certain ideologies or paradigms. But really, it's anywhere in our heart that we chose to close a door instead of doing the inner alchemy work. So for me, when I go into the heart, it's so vast, it's so big, it's like an ocean. I'm like, whoa, there's so much of my heart I still haven't accessed and explored, a bit like the ocean here on Earth. It's so deep. How could I possibly know all of this landscape? Because it's so vast. There's still so much to explore within my being. That's the nature of the heart. It's infinite, it's abundant. So it's starting to go deeper into the heart. And the way that you can do this in an embodied sense is go through the front of the heart. We're usually more acquainted with the front of the heart chakra. This is where we give from. Go through the front center and actually begin the process of diving deeply towards the back. So if you're in an embodied kind of meditation experience, go through the heart center and then start sinking your awareness towards the center and the back and the sides of the heart. These are the spaces, the back is where we receive. These are the spaces that are kind of more rooted in the subconscious, where maybe we haven't consciously ventured. And just notice what's being harbored in these depths. What doors are closed? Where am I still choosing to shut out anger, shame, guilt, resignation, denial, avoidance, because it feels painful to have to witness those things. But what's important to know is that if we close the doors of the heart in regards to anything, we can never truly live with an open heart, and we can never truly access our abundant nature. So opening the doors of the heart again, choosing to notice, okay, when that relationship ended, I shut the door thinking I was done, thinking I was over that person, thinking I'd moved on, when really the shutting of the door was actually me saying I no longer want to feel the pain of rejection, abandonment, grief, etc. And the process is opening the door, allowing ourselves to feel the rejection wound or the abandonment wound or the grief in the morning that comes with loss and change of a loved one. Allowing that energy to move, because what's beyond that pain is love. And that's how we return to more of our abundant nature. We return more to embodying the abundance of the heart. It's coming back to the love beyond the pain of separation. So behind every door that's been closed, there will be something that we've been not wanting to feel, but behind the things we've not been wanting to feel, there's love. So that's the alchemical process. Notice in your consciousness where the doors have been closed, opening those doors, allowing ourselves to feel what's been there, what's been harbored, what's been relegated to the unconscious, bringing it into awareness, and then allowing ourselves to access the love beyond it. And the big thing that's been coming up with regards to this also is receivership. So in all the work I've been doing recently, I've built up a tremendous amount of power in my ability to envision my destiny, my desires, my soul, heart, longing. I'm just seeing the vision for my life so much more clearly. To bring that from a possibility, right? Because it's kind of pregnant and gestating non-physically. To bring that into the present and into the now and into the physical, I have to allow myself to receive it from God, receive it from my higher self. That's been a huge wound for me, living so much in this kind of individualized state that I have to do it all myself, that it's not safe to receive, it's not safe to surrender. It's very feminine energy to receive and surrender. This is what I'm now having to move into, not just this masculine aspect of me that's very capable of seeing the vision and driving it forward energetically, but I actually have to allow myself to lean back and receive it, because once the vision has been almost incepted, right? Like once we've begun the process of incepting, what's the word I'm looking for? Initiating perhaps our dream and seeding it in the unified field of potential. The next stage is allowing ourselves to receive it. Once we've embodied the knowing that we're worthy of it, that it's ours to claim. I've been reading a lot of Neville Goddard and a lot of this kind of law of assumption, law of attraction material. Once we know that it's ours to claim, we've allowed it to be seeded in the field of potential, the next stage really is just to allow it to come through. But what I've realized is that many of us really struggle with receiving. We really struggle with that softening energy. And actually we live unknowingly or unconsciously in resistance, thinking I've got to do. And that very energy of constantly being very stimulated and active in our energy actually halts the process of whatever it is that we're manifesting and calling in to drop into our reality. So this is the marriage of the inner polarities. It's the co-creative process between the masculine and the feminine. We can drive that process of creation forwards with our masculine energy through visualizing, which is also feminine in the creative process, but driving it forwards with our energy and our desire. Then there's the feminine aspect of us that needs to receive it, that needs to allow it to be birthed through on God's terms, right? In a way that may not make sense to the mind. We have to drop out of pragmatism and into the heart and into the knowing and the trust. So there is this real marriage that must happen if we want to be truly co-creative. And so that is, for me, what's really ripe at this time. Just such powerful potential to access creator consciousness and to begin to really understand what it means to be in a divine union within, and to experience this powerful co-creation between spirit and matter, between divine and human, and to live it, and to remember the magic that's always available to us, to start living that magic, to start creating heaven on earth, to start living as heaven on earth. So powerful energies available to us at this time. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, we will be hosting a powerful 2.5-hour ceremony to really anchor these frequencies in. There'll be light language activations, there'll be light language clearing to clear the old distorted inner union templates, light language to anchor in the divine inner union templates, light language to anchor in abundance. We'll also be doing journaling and embodiment exercises, as well as a dance ceremony at the end, which will be intuitive movement and lots of embodied kind of dropping in to really allow ourselves to not only know that this energy is available non-physically, but to feel it and to live it through the body. This is the process, right? Marrying spirit and matter. So if you're interested, all of the information, as I've mentioned, is in the description box below. I'd love to know what you're creating right now, what you're feeling is brewing in your field. I'm feeling lots of potential relationships beginning to birth through, lots of projects coming into fruition or expanding, lots of creative ideas beginning to unfurl or perhaps expand. So really beautiful energy right now. There are lots of other things going on too, but the energy that I'm focusing on and that I'm feeling into most is just abundance and possibility. So let me know what you're feeling, how you're feeling. If you'll be joining us in the ceremony, I really look forward to having you there. And as always, I'm wishing you the very best. Continue to rise and shine, and I look forward to connecting with you again in the next video.